The last time we checked, soulmates were hard to find. Welcome to the future. You may now find them in your nearest hardware store. Well, yeah, that is the case these days. Thanks to Elenoide. Not sure who she is? That's fine. We got your back. Let's get started. Just some small rituals before we do get started for good. You know how hard we work for these videos, so how about you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel? It would really help us out a lot, you know. Now, having a robot in your house to get your work done has become too common. If you look closely, we all are closely working with some form of robot or the other. Just so that they are not as significant as the one we will be speaking about today. It was astonishing to find out that these days, technology has developed to the extent that you can even have a robotic girlfriend. Well, which may sound like a dream come true, is also a load of work before you actually get to be with her. What are we speaking about? It's none other than Elenoide. One of the most comforting parts of having an intimate relationship with your partner is the warmth that forms a part of them. Perhaps this is one thing that we may feel short of when it comes to robots. Kudos to the team of developers, they got it spot on and were able to work around this problem. The body of this robot is automatically heated to certain temperatures that make the body feel really natural. This is what adds realism to having her close to you in all senses. The features she has been filled with make her so human-like that making a distinction from how she looks from a distance is almost impossible. On top of this, the robot is also designed to simulate the exact feelings that a girlfriend may have when you speak to the robot in a certain manner. Though a bit subjective, this feature we think is a good addition. It just makes the thing a lot more natural. The robot is pretty intelligent and capable of making decisions based on its surroundings. The robot will also be able to react to certain actions that you make in front of her. Everything apart and paused for a moment. Let us take some time to look at the team behind it. A company called Leap in Time is who made all this possible. Let's take a look at what Professor Dr. Ruth Stockhumberg has to say. She says that at Leap in Time, they investigate how to collaborate and the communication between humans and robots will happen in the future. Now, where did the scientists get the face from, and what made them choose this face? Interestingly, the face resembles a real individual. This was done to make sure that there is a close resemblance to the human being in their facial anatomy. The name of this lady is Sarah Muller. She is the face behind Elenoide. Sarah was astonished to be able to see someone who looked almost exactly like her. To be able to speak with someone who was as close as she is to her was almost a head-turning event for her. Now, as we mentioned earlier, at a first look, making a distinction will certainly be a hard job. The fact that one will easily be able to understand that Elenoide is a robot as soon as she starts speaking. The voice feature is just not as enhanced as we would expect it to be, but you know what they say, it's always one step at a time. She is already one of the most intelligent robots to have ever existed. The fact that her replies are not scripted and her movements are kind of in line with that of a natural human being is what makes her closer to the future she will set for herself. One can never predict, you know. She could very well be the next robot to attain citizenship after Sophia. One of the major drawbacks that she currently has is that she is not mobile. What we mean is that she cannot walk yet. She stands stationary to where she has been fixed along with her stand. This means that though she can express, sing hand signals and gestures, walk around and moving while speaking are a few of those things that will take some time to develop. Looking back at the process we were making a couple of years or decades ago, we will notice that the market these days is much more volatile in terms of new similar technologies coming into play. She can display light movements that make her feel alive, but she is not completely mobile and will certainly not be able to travel from point A to point B on her own. But don't you worry, as soon as she tackles her first step, we will also be the first ones to report it to you, so stay tuned with us. To add to the details, she also has the ability to blink her eyes and be able to replicate the inconsistencies that human beings generally show in terms of the intervals between each of the blinks. This random blinking makes the robot feel more like a human and hence makes the overall experience much better with her. If you look into her eyes really closely, you may not realize that what you are looking at is not a human eye. The attention to detail is amazing, and the team has put a lot of effort in bringing out the true features of the robot. The head movements have also been matched close to the natural tendencies that human beings have and will look much more relatable when the robot observes people around her. Now, allow us to tell you about one of the most interesting parts of this robot. Did you know that Elenoide has been one of the subjects of research and programming work at the TU Darmstadt since 2018? That means that she has been around even before that year. Despite this, not a lot of people know about her. This is why we brought her up today. The kind of features she has been filled with makes her a lot more interesting than any other robot. She will have the ability to reciprocate to any of the questions you ask her, and will be able to assist with a lot of your work. And is a perfect piece of technology to conduct experiments and keep learning to improve the already existing technologies. The objective of the research that they are conducting is to find out the impact of digitalization on the future manner of work. In other words, how will we work in the future? What will be a job? And how deeply redefined will job become in the future? That is a lot of questions seeking answers. If you have answers to any one of them, let us know in the comments section below. One of the main use cases that she has been put into is towards HR. This means that she will, by default, have good interpersonal skills. One of the key requirements here was to ensure that the robot was able to make firm handshakes, as we mentioned earlier. There were tests conducted on Elenoide, which basically means the test where human beings are asked to find out if the object with which they are interacting is real or artificial in this case. From the results that came out, even though a few could sense the difference, it was borderline to what the case had been in the past. The robot has the capacity to respond and act instantly to certain commands. Many times, she may even amaze you with certain gestures that look very convincing and astonishing from a robot. These gestures may look so humane that it would become hard for us to consider her as a robot, and will soon become a part of our social life as time passes. Our intention is to bring forth a good community that is constantly being updated with these advancements in technologies, especially those which relate to the robots. It is a fact that a lot of these events that are happening across the globe often go unnoticed, and Elenoide is the perfect example of this. Though this robot has been around since 2018 and has been under observation with scientists learning a lot from it, a lot of people across the globe are yet to learn the presence of such miracles in the world of science. Elenoide is one of the miracles that artificial intelligence has provided to us. It will certainly not be the last one, and we have a lot more robots like her who will make some significant changes in the world as we know it today. On that note, we have come to the end of this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and also let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We will be getting back to you with more updates pretty soon. Until then, keep learning.